everyone. We've got a great weekend of sports ahead. NBA, NHL, and of course, the most important to so many of you, fantasy football with NFL Week 17. We are in championship mode here at Butt Fumble Sports, here to help you guys out to make sure you're putting that championship belt across your waist come Monday morning. Hello and welcome everyone. If you're new to Butt Fumble Sports, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, and of course, hit that like button. We're going to give out picks every 5,000 likes today. Of course, we are also going to be helping you guys out with your fantasy questions. We will be doing rapid fire. If you guys want to do rapid fire, let's hit 100 roses. Every time we hit 100 roses, we will do another rapid fire. MC, bro, you're clutch. I hope we've been clutch for you guys so far. Great to see your comments across our platforms. Caleb Stutz, good morning. Trying to win that championship this weekend, you have come to the right place. We've done our research. We've broken down the stats. We've looked at the injury reports, the weather. We are ready to get you guys the wins you need to have bragging rights for the next 8 months of 2024. We are 2 days away from the new year, but bragging rights could start right now. Make sure you guys are putting your questions and comments in. We will be taking callers today, so plenty to get into, plenty of opportunities to connect with the show. But let's start off. Our first question of the day is going to come from Ryan Daughtry. He gets the honor of the first question. He asks Montgomery, Henry, or Zamir White. Ryan, I'd go Zamir White, and I would go Henry. Zamir White and Henry. Caleb, pick one for the flex between Montgomery, Higgins, Barkley, McLaurin, Flowers, Edwards, and Goddard. I really don't like your options. I'll go Montgomery just barely. Ashley, in the championship of your league, thanks to us, really, we're just a caddy. You're the golfer who's chipping in those sand trap plays, who's making those putts. We're just here to guide you, hopefully, to a win this week. Search, I'd go Ferguson over Waller. Search, Ferguson over Waller. Tony, Schultz, or Komet. I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Schultz, barely over Komet. A lot has to do with Komet's health status. Johnny, Kreider, Laporta, or Everett. I'd go Gerald Everett just barely. Jordy, you led me to the championship. Jordy, you led you to the championship. We were just a helpful guide to get you there. MC, Chandler, CEH, or Zamir White. MC, I'd go Zamir White. Anonymous Gaming, Zeke Pollard for the championship. I think I'd lean maybe slightly towards Zeke. Not by much, but maybe just enough. Ramirez, I'd go Kraft over Henry. Ramirez, Kraft over Henry. Luis, should I start Bijan or Pittman? I'd start Pittman, Luis, especially now that we know Pittman will be starting. Let's get a caller up on the line. While you guys are hitting us up on the call line, don't forget, every 5,000 likes, we will give out a pick. And when we hit our live goal, we'll do a rapid fire. First caller up on the line today is going to be Garrett Irvin. Garrett, what's good?
Hey, how we doing?
Loving life, talking sports. How can we help you today?
Good deal. Well, my wife and I, like I said last week, she stole the laptop, so I couldn't tell you my lineup. But we're headed to the Cowboys game right now, as a matter of fact.
Let's go. Enjoy, man. That should be a great time.
I know. We're going to have fun. So I'm having a little bit of trouble at the tight end spot. You know, I had TJ, and now he's out. We got Cole Kmet with a questionable injury. Who are your top waiver looks for tight end position?
Juwan Johnson's on the list. I know he doesn't have a great matchup. The Bucs are a good pass defense. They've actually been better against tight ends than they have wide receivers, but I still think he's got value. Darren Waller has a really good matchup. He's someone you want to consider. The Rams have not been a very good team against the tight end position. Okonkwo of the Titans might be a good one. Will Levis being back, he certainly has some value. Those would be the top three names on the list. Tucker Kraft would be another one of the Vikings. Those are probably the four, given the waiver wire, that probably attract me the most.
Okay, what about Tyler Higbee? Because he's available right now. What do you think about him?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Here's the only issue, and I don't want to say it's a huge negative for me, but the only issue with that is Higbee's got there are a lot of mouths to feed in that Rams offense. So when you just think about how many opportunities will he have overall, I don't love it. I think you could probably get around 3-4 catches when it comes to like receiving yards. I think you're closer to around like 30, 35 total yards. The real question is, can he find the end zone? And he's only gotten a touchdown once over his last 10 games. It was a 2-touchdown performance against the Cardinals, but the Cardinals are a really bad team against the tight end position. I just don't like Higbee enough.
Okay. All right, good deal. Well, one more question at the running back position for the Chiefs. Is there any word on maybe CEH getting the ball for the majority of that game yet? Do you have any injury updates for me?
So the one thing I'll say is both running backs were listed as questionable, which has me a little bit concerned because if it were Pacheco out, CEH is healthy, I'd feel really good about CEH specifically. But because both were listed, there's a part of me that's like, uh-oh, this is bad news on both fronts because I can't really feel confident in CEH even if Pacheco is out. Now, here's the good news. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was sick. It's not a physical injury, it's just he's sick. So maybe by Sunday he's a full go. But the fact that he missed practice on Thursday, it's just got me a little bit worried. I really wish Pacheco would clear concussion protocol. He's the one that I like the most in that backfield. I'd probably stash CEH, but I'm not as confident on him as I would be if he was a full clear with health.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I went ahead and grabbed CEH. I'm competing in 2 championships this week, so I grabbed CEH in both leagues. And the two, like if I were to sub him in, if Pacheco sits out, I would sub him in over Joe Mixon or Ty Chandler.
Man, that's a really interesting one because I love the matchup he obviously has against the Bengals. The Bengals are, a bottom 7 run defense. So I'd probably like him more than Joe Mixon. I don't know if I'd like him more than Chandler, funny enough, because the Packers are so bad in the running game. I think it's a bit of a coin flip actually between Chandler and CEH.
Okay, all right, good deal. Well, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll look at some more stuff, and then I think that's all I got for you. I'll let you get back to your
Garrett, do me one favor. Take a photo at the Cowboys game, post it on your Instagram or wherever, and tag us. I'd love to see it. I'd love to live vicariously through you and see that Cowboys game.
Of course, yeah, we're going to have fun. We'll take plenty of pictures. We'll get you tagged.
I enjoy it. How about them Cowboys? Enjoy your time, Garrett, and have a great day. Rooting for you, buddy.
Thanks, you too.
We'll talk again soon. Let's get another caller, and then we'll get to some written questions. Mike is going to be the next one on the line. Let's see what Mike wants to talk about. Mike, what's good?
Hey, how's it going?
Love and life. Mike, you with us? If you are, make sure you stay on TikTok. You mute yourself when you go off the app, so stay on TikTok for us, buddy.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I got you. Mike, you with us?
Okay, yeah. I have Baltimore, Denver. Yeah, can you hear me?
I got you. Go ahead.
I'll try again. Okay, I have Baltimore, Denver, and Vegas for defense championship.
I'd go Raiders. I'd go Raiders defense, Mike.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. They've had a couple good weeks.
Anything else?
But yeah, thank you so much.
Have a great day, Mike. I know there's a bit of a delay, so we're going to let you go just because there's that delay. Antonio is going to be the next on the line, and then we'll get back to some of these written questions. Let's see what Antonio wants to talk about. Antonio's the next one up. Getting spinning wheel of death. Let's see if we can connect with Antonio. No, I'm getting spinning wheel of death. Antonio, you might be in a bad sell spot. Let's get back to some written questions. Q-Dog, Buffalo Raiders, or Baltimore defense? I'd go Buffalo just barely over Raiders. Very close between those two. Very close between those two. Wingman, Denver or Seattle? I think I'd lean towards the Seattle. Wingman, I really don't like either one. I'd find other defenses. Wingman, I really don't like either one. Jorge, I'd go Dobbs over T. Higgins. Dobbs over T. Higgins. Search, RB, I have Gibbs, Walker, or Chandler with it safe. I might go Gibbs and Walker to play it safe, but Chandler has the better matchup. Better than Gibbs, at least. ID Maggio, I'd go Raiders. I'd go Raiders. Redbeard, I'd go Montgomery over Connor. Montgomery over Connor, Redbeard. Guys, when we hit our live goal of 100 roses, we will do a rapid fire. Nick, pick 2. Jaden Reed, Chandler, or Mixon. Nick, I'd go Reed and Chandler. Reed and Chandler. Jeremy, if Pacheco clears, he'd be my number 1 running back. And then I'd lean slightly, I think, towards Zamir over Eckler. Very close between those two. Harry, Nolan, Stroud, or Fields? I'm going C.J. Stroud. Mooley, start 2. Mooley, I would start Kenneth Walker III, and I would start Zamir. barely over Brandon Cooks. Wish you could start all three, but not possible. I'd understand starting the 2 running backs. CDO04, I'd go DJ Moore just barely over Mike Evans, purely matchup based. Kevin Hudson, tough problem to have, need 3 of the 5. Kevin, I'd go Kelsey, Metcalf, and Olave. Kevin Hudson, I'd go Kelsey, Metcalf, and Olave. Def Not, once we hit 100 roses, rapid fire coming your way. Cody Meyerson, Bijan, Achan. I don't like either one. I really don't. I really don't want to go Achan, but I guess he's got the better matchup. But Cody, I really don't like either one. Waddle being out doesn't impact me in a positive way. Laporta or Kittle, I would go Kittle. I'd go Kittle over Laporta, Cody. Billabong, great to see you. I'd go Stroud over Fields. Stroud over Fields. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are loving the show. Let's see what I Catch Fish wants to talk about. I Catch Fish is the next on the line. I Catch Fish, what's good?
Hey, good morning, guys.
How you doing this morning?
Both excited and nervous, actually.
Let's go. Let's see if we can decrease the nerves, increase the excitement.
It's the shit, man. It's the shit. So, QB, you ready?
Always.
I got Carr in there. I can get anybody else. Love, anybody.
Nope. Derek Carr is the quarterback I want.
All right, how about CMC? I'm just kidding. Next, I have him anyway. But receivers, that's where I've got more questions. I got Olave. I think he's good to go.
Yep.
And then I got Reed in there right now, but I also have Higgins and Ridley, or Rashid White.
Rashad White, the running back?
No, Rashid White, the receiver for the Saints.
Rashid Shaheed.
Shaheed.
I like Reed the most. I like Reed the most out of that group. Shaheed's a really nice option as maybe a flex play, but he wouldn't be my wide receiver 2 out of that group.
Okay, so Olave and Reed over.
Here's the problem. I don't like doubling up on that offense. You already have Olave, so really I don't want to double up on the Saints. I don't feel good about that. I'd go Olave and Reed at the flex position. Go through the wide receivers one more time.
Boy, it gets more interesting at the flex because I've been listening, and I went out and I just picked up Zamir White.
Okay, yeah. I love Zamir White as a flex play. Again, running backs getting more carries than wide receivers get targets. That's kind of where I'm coming from.
Would you go him over Najee?
Wow. That's very close.
It's crazy. This flex, look, I got Najee Harris, Ty Chandler.
The answer is yes. I'd go Zamir White.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's because the Colts are a really bad run defense. They're the 5th worst run defense. And now that we know Josh Jacobs is going to be out, Zamir White gets all of those opportunities. Treat him like an RB1. I think he'll pay off for you.
All right, last one, defense. I got the Jags. I could get the Raiders or anybody else.
I don't trust the Jaguars that much. I'm going to admit, the Jaguars are a really bad pass defense. And we just saw what the Panthers could do against a bad pass defense in the Packers. Like, Bryce Young played pretty well last week. I'd probably go Raiders over Jaguars.
Raiders, Saints, Colts, any of these guys?
Yeah, I think I'd go Raiders just barely over Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville gets sacks, but I think the Raiders get sacks. I think there's a bit of a wash. There, it's just a question of which defense is more vulnerable in the secondary. It is Jacksonville, so I think I'd go Raiders.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, yeah, if I'll post something and tag you or whatever if I freaking win here.
I'm rooting for you. You know that. I Catch Fish. Hope you do well. And yeah, definitely circle back. I'd love to hear the results.
Good luck, everyone. Have a great day.
Have a great day, I Catch Fish. Love the positivity. Cody Meyerson, Reed, Rice, or Puka. I'd go Rice because you're saying Puka questionable. I do like Rice. Thanks for the cap. Jordy Sweats, thoughts on Demarcus Robinson after scoring the last 4? I'm not crazy about him. A lot of people are trying to sell me on him, but frankly, he's still a 3rd wide receiver on a team that has a lot of targets going to the top 2 and Kyron Williams. I'm not as big on Demarcus Robinson as others are, especially because the passing matchup isn't as good this week as it was last week. Ryan Daughtry, Everett Kraft, or Okonkwo. I feel like it's a bit of a wash across the board. I'd probably go Okonkwo just barely over Kraft. Q-Dog, one more question. I need 2 running backs out of the 3. I'd go Zamir White, and I think I'd go Chandler. Zamir White and Chandler. Isaac, pick 2. I'd go Mostert and Henry. Isaac, I'd go Mostert and Henry. Karen Brown, Henry or Achan, I'd go Derrick Henry on that one as well. Let's get back to another question. Jaden's going to be the next one on the line. Let's see what Jaden wants to talk about. Jaden, what's good?
What's going on, boss? Good to see you again.
Good to see you. How can we help you this morning?
Yes, sir. I talked earlier in the week, but I had to ask you again because I was wondering what your thoughts are on ETN now that Trevor Lawrence is out. I wonder if you think that the Jags will be kind of playing from behind. I know Carolina's not a good team, but you told me to sit Jahmyr Gibbs, and I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I saw how James Cook ran all over them the other week, and I kind of have a hard time sitting him. I have Swift playing, and then I also have DJ Moore. I could play in the flex, but I'm just what's your opinion on that, on the whole situation with ETN?
If you wanted to get Gibbs in the lineup, I would do it at the expense of DJ Moore. But to me, I'm putting who's the other running back you said you had?
So yeah, I have Swift, I have Gibbs, Kamara, but Kamara is dealing with the
Yep.
illness, and Tampa Bay's a good defense, so I'm not sure about playing Kamara. And then I have ETN, and then
Yeah, ETN's getting the start for me. So ETN and Swift would be the two running backs. If you want to get Gibbs in the lineup, I put him at the flex.
And would you play Gibbs over DJ Moore this week?
It's an interesting thought. Falcons are a top 10 pass defense. Cowboys are not as good against the run, actually, as I had first thought. Cowboys against the run, they're a middle to a bottom. You know what? I'd put Gibbs in over Moore. I'd put Gibbs over Moore.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was just saying because Darnell Mooney's going to be out too, so it might affect DJ Moore as well. But yeah. So
look, DJ Moore could have a good game. I'm not saying he won't, but I understand that what you're really talking to me about is not about whether DJ Moore has a good game. It's if you feel like Gibbs is worth getting in the lineup, where would I slot him? I like the two running backs you have, so it would be by almost default putting him in at the flex spot.
Okay, thank you so much again. Hope you have a good one.
You as well, Jaden. Rooting for you this weekend, buddy. Let's get back to some of these written questions. We actually just hit 5,000 likes, so I am going to give out my first pick of the day, everybody. Every time we hit 5,000 likes today, we will be giving out a free pick. And again, don't forget, when we hit our live goal of 100 roses, we will be doing a rapid fire. So if you guys want that rapid fire, you guys know what to do. Hit us up and go give us those roses. First pick I'm giving out today is going to be a basic one. Maybe not to some of you, but I am going to take the Cowboys on the money line, guys. Cowboys at home have been a juggernaut. I'll believe in the Cowboys all day down in Dallas. So even though Detroit playing well, coming off that win that clinched their playoff spot in the division, I still like the Cowboys on the money line in this one. Keep in mind the Cowboys still have everything ahead of them, so I do like the Cowboys. Cody Meyerson, should I pick up White and start him over Bijan? Yes, I would, Cody. Derek, I'd go Eckler and Reed. Derek, I'd go Eckler and Reed. Let's get to another question. D. Turner 96. One of our favorites, D. Turner. So happy to hear you're in the championship this week. Okay, D. Turner, really tricky. I'm not big on Baker this week. I'm not huge on Justin Fields this week. This is definitely a very, very tough question for me because these are not two quarterbacks that I love this week. If I probably had to go in one direction, I might lean just slightly towards Justin Fields because of what he could do in the running game. I know Baker's been scorching hot, but this isn't a week I love Baker because the Saints. So I'm going to lean just slightly towards Justin Fields because he could collect those rushing yards for you. So D. Turner, I'm going Justin Fields, though I don't feel great about it. Isaac, if Pacheco's healthy, I'd go Pacheco over Mixon, Isaac. Pacheco over Mixon. Mike, pick my flex. I'd go Drake London. Mike, I'd go Drake London over Shaheed. Ancan 111. Eckler or Swift, I really like both of their matchups. I might go Eckler. He might have a better chance of getting in the end zone, and that makes the difference for me, given Swift is having those touchdowns vultured by Jalen Hurts. Jordy Sweats, I'd go Lockett over Robinson, wide receiver 2 compared to a wide receiver 3. That's what makes the difference for me. Eduardo, I'd go Zamir White over Barkley. Zamir White over Barkley. HSBU, I'd go Derek Carr. HSBU, I'd go Derek Carr. John, 316 cards. Need 2 running backs in a flex. I'd go White. I'd go Montgomery. And I'd go Chase. White, Montgomery, and Chase would be the 3 for me. Life of Vaughn, pick 3. I'd go Puka. I'd go Adams, and I'd go Jaden Reed. DJ Moore would be actually the odd man out for me. I hate saying it, but he'd be the odd man out. D-Mac, I'd go Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker over Aaron Jones. Antcan 111, I'm very big on Debo Samuel as well as Ayuk this week. Really like both of them. Hope you guys are loving the show and the content. If you do, hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're with us every single day. Let's jump on over to Antonio. Let's see what Antonio wants to talk about. Antonio, we're trying you again. Spinning wheel of death, though, is getting you. Antonio, I fear you're in a bad sell spot. I don't think we're going to be able to connect. Second time we've tried. Both times have failed, so might need to do something else. Let's go to PHS. PHS is going to be the next one up on the line. Let's see what PHS wants to talk about. PHS, what's good?
I'm wondering, what do you think about Jahmyr Gibbs?
Compared to who?
Compared to Zamir White.
I think I like Zamir White slightly more.
Yes, instead of Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yes. And
So,
we literally just talked about this. The reason behind it is because Zamir White's playing the Colts, which are a bottom 5 run defense in the NFL. I understand the Cowboys are vulnerable in the running game, but frankly, I'd rather have Zamir White against the Colts.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a great day, PHS.
You too.
Hope you guys are loving the show. Luke Grosso, you tried to fool us last time, and you got a little sloppy. So, Luke Grosso, unfortunately, you lost your caller privileges because you wasted our time last time. So you can keep trying to come on, but it's not going to happen, buddy. Philly Sports is going to be the next one on the line. Let's see what Philly Sports wants to talk about. Philly Sports, what's good?
So, I benched Brees Hall Thursday, and that didn't really work out.
Yeah, sorry.
So right now I have Zeke and Bijan, and then I have Zamir White on the bench. So
I'd go Zamir White, and I think I'd go Zeke.
all right, so no Bijan this week.
I don't like his matchup. The Bears are literally the best run defense in the NFL, and it means I'm trusting Arthur Smith to not call a dumb play or call poor, decision making when it comes to the usage of Bijan. I just don't like him.
All right, thank you.
Have a great day, Philly Sports. Appreciate you guys being with us. Let's get back to those questions. Don't forget, rapid fire at 100 roses, everybody. Rapid fire at 100 roses. Carter D, Green Bay defense or Vikings defense? Ooh, really don't like either one if I'm being honest. Green Bay, I guess, is the better play, but I don't like either one, Carter D. Maddie, standard league, I need 2. Mostert, Connor, Hubbard, Walker. I'd go Mostert and Walker. Mostert and Walker. Jason, Singletary or Bijan, don't like either one. On that one, I might go Bijan just barely, but I really don't like either one. I have Cooks and Rashad White in. I do like that, Jason. Quagmire, White or Zeke? I'd go White. DC Mac, I like Dak at home. I think Dak's going to have a very big game. Pat, I'd go Walker and Swift. Pat, I'd go Walker and Swift just barely over Montgomery. Very close, though. D. Turner. Flex, I'd go Jaden Reed. If Pacheco is out, if you need CEH as your other running back, I get it, but I'm not crazy about CEH, actually. I much prefer Pacheco if he's healthy enough to go. Rob, pick 2. I'd go Ayuk and Mostert. Rob, I'd go Ayuk and Mostert just barely over Evans. Def Not, what's good? Tyjae Spears, Demarcus Robinson, or Cedric Wilson at the wide receiver. I guess I'd go Robinson, but I really don't like who you're putting up there. Those are 3 names that I don't feel confident in. She Loves Me. I'd go Zamir White and Henry. She Loves Me. 69 Kevo, I'd go Chandler. 69 Kevo, I'd go Chandler. Jordy Sweats, I think I'd go Eckler. Eckler has the best matchup, buddy. Maddie, I'd go Mostert and Walker. Mostert and Walker. Isaac, if Pacheco plays, I'd go Pacheco. Otherwise, it's Zamir White. Xander, do I think Brandon Cooks and Montgomery could both score a touchdown? Yes, I do. Need 3. I'd go Bijan, Barkley, and Zamir. I don't like Kamara, I guess, but really, you wrote 3 names in Bijan, Kamara, and Barkley that I'm not crazy about. Wingman, top defense on the waiver wire. For the moment, I'm going to lean towards Kansas City. Out of that group, I'd go Kansas City. I do like them more than Denver and Seattle. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you're loving the show. If you are, hit that follow button, everybody. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. And, of course, hit that live goal. When we hit the live goal, we will do a rapid fire. For all those watching the show, a rapid fire is where we answer as many questions as we can, as fast as we can. So make sure you're hitting that follow button and make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're hitting us up with those roses. If you want to come on as a guest, more than happy to have you on, as long as you haven't been wasting our time in the past, which most of you haven't. So feel free to join as a guest. Hit us up. More than happy to answer your questions. Life of Vaughn, I'd go Kyler Murray. Life of Vaughn, I know Kyler's been sick, but as long as he's healthy enough to go, Kyler's got the better matchup. Austin Allen, I'd go Brandon Cooks and Dobbs. Brandon Cooks and Dobbs. Need at the flex. Man, I don't like them. I don't like any of the names you put up there. I guess I'd go Robinson, but I really don't like it. Xander Simmons, anything you change? Nope, that's a really good lineup. I like it. Casper, I'd go Mostert. Isaac, I told you what I told you. You're going to take the advice I do, which Zamir would be the play for me if Pacheco doesn't play. You got to monitor his status. That's going to be up to you, though. Junior, Barkley, Gibbs, Achan, and Chandler sit one. I'm probably going to sit Achan just because tough matchup and he's a running back too. Pat, White and Swift. Pat, I'd go White and Walker. White and Walker would be the two for me, just barely over Swift. PHS, I'd go Ferguson. PHS, I'd go Ferguson just barely. Jordy Sweats, I think I'd go AK over Mixon. I don't feel good about that one at all. But I think for the moment, you know what? I'll take that back. Jordy, I'll go Mixon over AK. Very, very close. Xander, appreciate the kind words. We've done our best this year to give you guys great advice, whether it's sports betting or fantasy football advice. Hope it's worked out for as many of you who have come to the show. J Dubs, great to see you. Montgomery or Reed? I'd go Reed, J Dubs, just barely. Appreciate you being with us. Cody, great show as always. Appreciate the kind words. Would you start? I'd start Zamir White. Cody Duet, I'd start Zamir White. Macaulay, I'd go Laporta just barely. Low, I'd go Drake London. Dan, I'd go Mahomes over Stafford. Suze Boswell, I'd go Walker. I'd go Kenneth Walker. If you guys want to join the show as a guest and ask your question live on the air, more than happy to let you guys do so. Just hit us up. The phone lines are open, so if you guys have a question, feel free to come on. When we hit 10,000 likes, I'm going to be giving out another pick today, so make sure you're hitting us up. 10,000 likes is our next live pick on the show. We would give out picks every time we hit 5,000 likes. We are giving out free picks. If you don't want to wait around and you want every bet that I make every day, DM me on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Make sure you're DMing me, and that way you get every pick I make every single day. Do. I'd go Zamir White, and I'd go DJ Moore. White and Moore would be the two. Jack, I'd go Elliott over Pollard, though it's very, very close. Appreciate you guys being with us. Keep tapping that screen. 100 roses, we do a rapid fire, and of course, we will be giving out a pick at 10,000 likes. In fact, that's just hit. So time to give out a free pick, everybody. I am going back to this Cowboys-Lions game, and I'm going to take a bit of a chance. I am going to take the Lions, Cowboys, over 49.5 points. I think we see some offense in this one, so I am taking the over 49.5 points for Lions, Cowboys this evening. If you guys want to pick, make sure that you're tapping that screen. 15,000 likes is when we're giving out our next pick. Of course, we are giving out picks throughout the show, but if you want all of my picks right now, just DM me on Instagram. Low, with Kamara questionable, I'd go Mixon. Alex deals on wheels. I'd go Zamir White and Chandler. Alex deals on wheels. Luis, I'd go Zamir White. Nash, I'd go Elliott over Connor. Appreciate you guys being with us. By the way, Alex Deals on Wheels, no need to spam. We answer your questions. No need to spam. You spam, we have to mute you for a minute. So make sure you guys don't spam the channel. Obviously, that just makes it harder for other people to get their question in. That's not fair. Ivan000, I'd go Zamir over Mixon. So close to our live goal, almost about to do rapid fire. When we hit 100 roses, rapid fire happens. We just hit it, everybody. Way to go. We are about to do rapid fire. How does rapid fire work? I answer as many questions as I can, as fast as I can. All I ask of you guys is to tap that screen. If you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you tap that screen. I don't stop until you guys stop tapping it. Lo, that's incredibly kind of you to say. By the way, Dante, very kind of you to say. Hope you all are doing well. Really appreciate the kind words. We are going to start rapid fire, everybody, in 1 minute. How does rapid fire work? I go as fast as I can, as long as I can, answering your fantasy questions. As long as you tap that screen on TikTok, I don't stop. You guys ready? You set? Rapid fire starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap, tap, tap that screen and let's go. Rapid fire engaged. Reggie, I'd go Derrick Henry and Zamir. Reggie, Derrick Henry and Zamir. Fotana, I like DJ Moore this week, but I don't love him. He's not one of my favorites. Jonathan, I'd go Pickens over CEH. Jonathan Loft, Pickens. Martin, I'd go Jones and Kamara. But Martin, I hate your running backs this week. I'll just be honest. Pat, I'd go White. Jeffrey, thank you. Camden, I'd go Zamir. Camden Olmstead, I'd go Zamir. Ivan, I'd go Murray. Thanks, Lo. Thanks, Jordy Sweats. User 66, I'd go Zamir. User 66, I'd go Zamir. Augustin, start 2. Augustin, I would start Chase. And I think I'd start Ridley. Chase and Ridley. I don't love your wide receivers. That's how I come out there. Billabong, I'd go Montgomery. Montgomery. DC Mack, I like your 2 running backs. Yep. Ivan, thanks so much. Joseph Hamlin, I'd go Gibbs. Augustin, I'd go Chase and Ridley, buddy. Delio, I'd go Browning only because Brissett is questionable. Joseph Hamlin, I'd go Gibbs. Matt Walsh, I'd go White just barely over Montgomery. Sea-Doo, I'd go Stroud. 69 Kevo, I'd go Reed. Camden, I'd go Zamir. 69 Kevo, I'd go Reed. Pat, I'd go Kyler. I'm going Kyler just barely. Suze Boswell, I'd go White, Walker, and Montgomery. Pat, I'd go Kyler. I know it's not a popular play, but I'd do it. I do like the Chicago defense, Lo. I do like the Bears defense. Pat, I'd go Kyler. Once again, I'd go Kyler. Pat, stop spamming. K-Robs, I'd go Kyler. Omar Man, I'd go Eckler and Walker. Eckler and Walker would be the 2. Pat, I gotta mute you, buddy. You just been over spamming. I muted you for a minute, so you can come back on in a minute. Don't spam, guys. Billabong, I'd go Nico Collins. DC Mack, I'd go Walker. High Road, I'd go Stafford. T. Wayne, I'd go White. 69 Kevo, I'd go Reed. John, Jacobs is out. Reggie Foster, I'd go Tucker Kraft. I'd go Jordan Reed. Reggie Foster, I'd go Henry and Zamir White, and I would go Tucker Kraft. User 89, I'd go Brandon Cooks. User 8991, I'd go Brandon Cooks. Jeffrey, we got him. T. Wayne, I'd go White. User 8991, I'd go Brandon Cooks. GDA, I'd go Pollard. I think I'd go Pollard, but I don't love it. Philly Sports, I'd go Adams. Sea-Doo, I'd go Zamir White. T. Wayne, I'd go White. Keep those questions coming. Freddie, I'd go Zamir White. DC Mack, I don't like the Dallas defense this week. Fotana, if Pacheco doesn't play, I think I'd go James Cook over Elliott Barely. Ivan, I'd go Derek Carr. Ivan, I'd go Derek Carr. Camden, I'd go Zamir. Camden, I'd go Zamir. Run the ramp, I'd go Thielen and I'd go Brown. Thielen and Brown just barely over Pittman. Jorge, I'd go Dobbs. Jorge, I'd go Dobbs. We got you, Pat. Q dot, I'd go Zamir. Q dot, I'd go Zamir. Appreciate you guys hitting us up with those questions. User 89, thanks so much. Jerry Johnson, I'd go White. Jerry Johnson, I'd go White. Keep those questions coming. John, I'd go Olave and Evans. John, Olave and Evans. Run the ramp, I'd go Murray. Run the ramp, I'd go Murray. 69 Kevo, I'm literally doing a rapid fire. We'll do player props in a minute. Low, I'd go Purdy. Low, I'd go Purdy. Jake Manning, I think I'd go Thielen. Jake Manning, I think I'd go Thielen out of that group. User 66, I'd go Zamir. User 66, I'd go Zamir. Camden, I'd go Stroud. Camden, I'd go Stroud. User 55, I'd go Zeke. User 55, I'd go Zeke. Jorge, I'd go Dobbs. Jorge, Dobbs. Run the ramp, I'd go 49ers. Run the ramp, I'd go 49ers. Suze, Boswell, I'd go Montgomery. Just barely, very close, but I'll go Montgomery. GDA, I'd go Williams. GDA, I'd go Williams. Q dot, I'd go Reed. Q dot, I'd go Reed. Very close, but I'll go Reed. Camden, I'd go Stroud. User 55, I'd go Zeke. Austin, I'd go Pickens. Austin, I'd go Pickens. DC Mac, I'd go, DC Mac, I'm going to go Rams defense barely. Rams over Bears just barely. High Road 70, I'd go Pittman. High Road 70, Pittman. Eli, who do I sit? I would sit Mixon, but it's obviously based on Pacheco being healthy. Fortunately, Pacheco, Mixon play the same game, so you'll be able to swap them out easily. 69 Kevo, I'd go Kraft. 69 Kevo, Kraft. Sea-Doo, I'm okay starting DJ Moore. It's very close, though. Jerry Johnson, I'd go Schultz. Jerry Johnson, Schultz. Mario, I'd go Cup, Brown, and Rice. Cup, Brown, Rice. Cup, Brown, Rice, Mario. Those would be the three. Austin, I'd go Pickens. Austin, I'd go Pickens. Nash, I'd go Nash, I'll go Diggs. Nash, I'll go Diggs barely. Luis, I'd go Raiders. Luis, I'd go Raiders just barely. Appreciate you guys tapping that screen. Don't stop now. Mario, thank you. Q dot, thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Omar, I'd go Rams. Omar, Rams defense. Keep those questions coming, guys. Jerry L, I'd go KJ Osborne. I hate your options, Jerry L. Not going to lie, hate them all. Carolina N, I'd go Eagles. Carolina N, I'd go Eagles defense just barely. Appreciate it, guys. We've actually hit as many questions that have been put up here, so make sure you're tapping that screen. Make sure you're throwing in your questions. Rapid fire is going to end right now, only because we've run out of questions to answer, not because we weren't ready to keep going. Jeffrey, I'd go Ferguson over Kittle, just barely. I really like them both. Appreciate you guys being with us. Let's set a new live goal. Let's have some fun. Let's make it a different one. Let's see. What's a cool thing? Let's do the 2024 glasses. How about that? Something fun, something different, just to keep us all entertained. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday morning. Great to have you with us. Kevin Hudson, I like them both. Start Kelsey and Metcalf. They're both must-starts for me. Jake Manning, best defenses this week. Rams is one of the defenses that I really love this week. Raiders is another one that I really like. 49ers is a defense I really like. Those are three that come immediately to mind. C-Do, I'd go McBride. C-Do, McBride. Mario, I'd go Eckler and Mostert. Mario, Eckler and Mostert. 69 Kevo, I'm not crazy about the stack. I will say I'm a little wary of that. Suze Boswell, I'd go Niners defense. Suze Boswell, Niners. DC Mac, I'd go Kyler. DC Mac, I'd go Kyler. Jordy Sweats, you're not muted. I see you right there, Jordy Sweats. Jake Manning, I have Raiders right now. Rams on waiver wire. You could go either way. I like the Rams a little bit more, but I think it's pretty close between the two. Matt Walsh, I know you answered my question about Monty or White or Adams, but if you had to pick two, who would they be? Montgomery and White. I think I'd go Montgomery and White just barely. Carolina N, pick two. In case Pacheco is out, I'd go Najee, and I think I'd go Dobbs. Najee and Dobbs barely over Shaheed, Carolina N. Great having you with us. Camden, I'd go Raiders. Camden, I'd go Raiders. Jerry L, Keenan Allen is out. Out of that group, I'd go KJ Osborne, but I don't like your receivers. Jorge, I'd go Rams. Jorge, I'd go Rams. Appreciate the question. Mario, I'd go Nico, barely, but it's very close. C-Do, so happy to hear you made it to the championship in your first year playing. I'm the caddy, you're the golfer. Way to be knocking in those putts week after week. Jimmy, Rice or Ayuk? Man, I really like them both. I'll go Rice just barely, but frankly, I wish I could start both. Big intelligent gentleman, I took your advice and did a few round robins. Let's go, black intelligent gentleman. Rooting for you. Let us know how it goes. Hope the advice serves you well. Really curious to know, black intelligent gentleman, if it works out as well as it has for us. By the way, last night was a perfect example. I got every NFL game pick, every NBA game pick correct except the Nets. The Nets ended up losing to the Wizards. It's the only NBA game pick I got wrong. This is why I really like the round robin. Doesn't completely knock me out of winning money. Martin, Komet or Everett? Is Komet fully healthy? I haven't heard just yet. Is Komet a good enough play? Is he good to go? If Cole Komet's good to go, I might lean towards him, but I'm not crazy about it, just given the injury. Jorge, Brandon Cooks. I do like Cooks on the over. I do like Cooks on that over. If you guys have a question, fire away. For some reason, I'm seeing us stalled on TikTok for a second, so I'm going to hop off on TikTok for one quick second, and we're going to jump right back up here. So TikTok, we're coming right back on. No worries, TikTok. But for those who are asking questions across any of our platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, more than happy to have you guys with us. I don't know why TikTok is stalling on us. Frankly, TikTok has been failing me for the last week. I don't know what that's about. If you guys are wondering, we will do a subscriber-only show tonight. So if you guys have fantasy questions and you want to wait to get them in, or you want personal attention regarding your team, make sure you subscribe and make sure you join us tonight. We will do a subscriber-only show tonight, so make sure you're joining. Let's see what Bradley wants to talk about. Bradley's going to be the next caller. Bradley, what's good?
Hi.
How can we help you today?
Alright, so I got Devin Singletary or Drake London.
Drake London.
And then, never mind, I'm actually good. That was the only question.
Good luck, Bradley. We're rooting for you, buddy. If you guys want to join the show as a caller, feel free. Jack, pick 3. I'd go White, Pacheco, and McBride. White, Pacheco, and McBride. If Pacheco doesn't play, I'd go Zamir White, Jack. Eli Gaming, who said the Packers defense as a Bears fan? Eli, you've been calling it, dude. Eli, you've been saying it. Joe Barry needs to be fired. Eli Gaiman he's so right. But Jones, I don't like Brandon Cooks for 2 touchdowns. That seems a little tough for me. I do like the 1, though. Appreciate you guys being with us. Christopher, I'd go Pacheco if healthy. Otherwise, I'd go Zamir White. Mario, I'd go Zamir White. Emery, I'd go Zamir White. Oh, I'd go Montgomery. Oh, Montgomery. Andres, is Evan Ingram as a flex a good play? I don't think so this week. No. Camden, I'd go Ferguson. Camden, I'd go Ferguson. Posty 707, I'd go Chase. I'd go Chase just barely. Very close, though, between those two. Rudy, I'd start Henry and Chandler. Rudy, Eli, I'd go Henry and Chandler. Jack, I'd go Dak. Jack, I'd go Dak. Camden, I'd go Ferguson. Tyler, 4911, I'd go JT, Etienne, and Rice. JT, Etienne, and Rice would be the 3 for me. Posty, I'd go Chase. Posty 707, I'd go Chase. Gus, if I had to sit one, I'd sit one of the Rams receivers. You could pick which one, Gus, but one of the Rams receivers would be the sit. Joey, pick 2. I'd go Zamir White and DJ Moore. Joey, Zamir White and DJ Moore. Thanks so much, Jeffrey. Appreciate it, buddy. Rudy, Eli, I'd go Pickens. Rudy, Eli, I'd go Pickens. Brody, I'd go Brody. Very tough. I think I'd go Goddard. I'd go Goddard barely. Freddie, I'd go Swift. Freddie, I'd go Swift. JPG, is Mixon startable? He is, if you don't have a lot of options. R. Dean, I'd go Jones. R. Dean, I'd go Jones. HP, I'd go Olave and Ayuk. Olave and Ayuk. Guys, we did just hit our live goal. I promised you guys I'd do a rapid fire. I also want to give out another pick to say thank you to you guys for watching the show. We will give out a player prop bet right now. CeeDee Lamb over half an anytime touchdown. I think CeeDee Lamb finds the end zone today. CeeDee Lamb over half an anytime touchdown is the next bet we're giving out. But now it's time to do a rapid fire. If you guys are new to Butt Fumble Sports, first of all, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Rapid fire is where I answer as many fantasy questions as fast as I can, as long as I can. As long as you guys are tapping that screen and I see the hearts on the TikTok screen, I do not stop. Are you guys ready? You set? Rapid fire starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rapid fire engaged, and let's go. Eli Gaming, Pittman is going to play. Jorge, I do like Dak over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Big intelligent gentleman, appreciate you so much. Carolina N, I'd go Eagles. Carolina N, Eagles. Eli Gaming, I'd go Stafford. Bounce it Betty, I'd go McBride. Taylor, I only like CEH if Pacheco doesn't play. Ryan, I'd go Moore over Singletary. Moore over Singletary. Mark, I think I'd go Jacksonville, but I don't love it. Gus Abdul, I'd go Ayuk. Gus Abdul, I'd go Ayuk. Jake Manning, I'd go Stroud. Jake Manning, I'd go Stroud. Hugh O.D., I'd go Okonkwo. Hayden, I'd go Zamir White. Hayden, Zamir White. LeBron James, biggest fan, I'd go Zamir White. Bounce it Betty, I do like Mahomes this week. Carolina N, I like McBride. Pure Magic, I'd go Higgins. Pure Magic, I think I'd go Higgins, but it's close. Gus, I'd go Ayuk. RB, I'd go Montgomery. Elvis, I'd go Jalen Warren. Mason, I'd go Ayuk. Ayuk and Montgomery. Jet Float, good morning to you. I would start Pacheco and Eckler. If Pacheco doesn't play, I'd go Chandler. Matthew, I'd go Zamir White. Giovanni, I'd go with the Rams defense. I'd go Rams defense. Andres, I'd go Pollard. I'd go Pollard. Rudy Eli, I'd go Stroud. Carolina N, I think I'd go Flowers. Demitas Long, I'd go Pickens and Dobbs. Pickens and Dobbs would be the two. Demitas Long, I'd go Pickens and Dobbs. Lawin, I'd go McBride. Jeff Reynolds, I'd go Cup. Emilio Garcia, I'd go Henry. Peppas, I'd go Montgomery. Mark, I'd go Henry. Kenny Lockhead, I'd go Najee. Najee. Jordan Jumba, Danny Dixon, I'd go Ty Chandler. Andres, I'd go Pollard. Owen, I'm not big on T. Higgins. Colton, I'd go Debo and Ayuk. Freddie, I'd go Okonkwo. Troy, I'd go Barkley. I hate them all though. I'd go Barkley barely. Randy, I think I'd go Baker, but it's very close. APG, Montgomery for the flex. I'm okay with it, APG. Rex Sullivan, I'd go Walker. Aaron Asmus, I'd go Chase. Brian Longwell, I'd go Gibbs. Eric Rodriguez, I'd go Bears. Colton, Ayuk and Debo. Ty Barnes, I'd go Taylor. Taylor barely over ETM. Nice shirt. Defense question, I'd go Raiders over Colts. Aaron, I'd go Chase. Lena, I'd go Rashee Rice. Concerned Citizen, I'd go Raiders. Rex Sullivan, I'd go Walker. Matthew, I'd go Derrick Henry. Kenny, I'd go Najee. S. Diallo, I'd go Devontae. Jeff Reynolds, I'd go Cup. I'd go Pollard. Bounce it Betty, I think I'd go Derrick Henry. I barely go Derrick Henry. Mackenzie, I'd go Zamir. Mackenzie O'Hara, I'd go Zamir. Reese, I'd go Chandler. Randy, Zamir White. Mr. Farrell, I think I'd go Montgomery. Very close, though. Very close. Gus Abdul, I'd go Gino. JP, I'll go Jones. CDB, I'd go White. CDB, I'd go White. Reese, I'd go Chandler. Reese, I'd go Chandler. Vincent, I'd go Stroud. Vincent, Stroud, just barely. LeBron James, biggest fan, I'd go Collins. LeBron James, biggest fan, I'd go Nico Collins. Johnny, I'd go Prescott. Johnny, I'd go Prescott. Mr. Farrell, I'd go Montgomery. Mr. Farrell, I'd go Montgomery. Sharkafella, I'd go Dobbs. Sharkafella, I'd go Dobbs. Cam Prescott, I'd go Henry. Oh, it's tight end, sorry. Cam Prescott, I'd go Okonkwo. Cam Prescott, I'd go Okonkwo. Gus, I'd go Olave. Gus Abdul, I'd go Olave. APG Hustle, I'd go Reed. APG, I'd go Reed. Six Geese, thanks for subscribing. Johnny, I'd go Prescott. Johnny, Prescott. Brian Longwell, I'd go Purdy. Brian Longwell, I'd go Purdy. Owen, I'd go Zamir White. Owen, I'd go Zamir White. Ryan, I'd go Pacheco. Eckler, and I'd say Zeke. Eckler, Pacheco, and Zeke. Jet Float, I'd go McBride. Jet Float, McBride. Ethan, I'd go James Cook. Ethan, I'd go James Cook. JP, I'd go Falcons. JP, I'd go Falcons. NFL guy, what's good? Eduardo, I'd go JJ. Eduardo, JJ. Ty Barnes, I'd go Mahomes. Ty Barnes, I'd go Mahomes. Brendan, I'd go Goddard. Brendan, I'd go Goddard. Bounce it Betty, I'd go Derrick Henry. Frank, I'd go Henry. Frank, I'd go Derrick Henry. Frank Mary Lincoln, I'd go Henry. Emmanuel Perez, I like Pittman enough to play him. Eduardo, I'd go JJ. Eduardo, JJ. Posty 707 DK. Posty 707 DK. Johnny, I'd go Cook. Johnny, I'd go James Cook. Wow, that is ridiculous. I've got to block this person. This person's handle is literally a curse word. I've got to block him. Sorry. Posty 707, I'd go DK. Chris, I'd go Okonkwo. Chris, I'd go Okonkwo. Lottie, I'd go Purdy. Lottie, I'd go Purdy. Bomb, I'd go Davis. Bomb, Davis over McLaurin. Chihuahua, I'd go White. Chihuahua, I'd go White. Chris Schmidt, I'd go Derrick Henry. Chris Schmidt, Derrick Henry. Tyler, Zamir White. Tyler, Zamir White. Chris Okonkwo. Chris Okonkwo. Asshat, Hurt and Swift, or Dak and Swift. I think I go Dak and Swift. Thanks so much. Appreciate it, guys. Bounce it, Betty. I answered the question. Sean, I'd go Everett. Sean, I'd go Everett. Silas, I'd go Chandler. Silas, I'd go Chandler. Kobe, I'd go Ferguson. Kobe, I'd go Ferguson. AJ, I think I'd go Montgomery just barely. It's close, though. Frank Mary Lincoln, I'd go Stroud. Frank Mary Lincoln, I'd go Stroud. James Julian, I'll go Walker, just barely over Henry. Very close, though. Cambria Noel, I'd go Olave. I'd go Ayuk, and I'd go Cup. Olave, Ayuk, and Cup. Cambria, Olave, Ayuk, and Cup. Sea-Doo, I'd go White. Sea-Doo, I'd go White. Eduardo, I'd go Aubrey. Eduardo, I'd go Aubrey. William, I'm a little worried about Puka, but I think he plays. NFL guy, I'd go White. NFL guy, I'd go Zamir White. Silas, I'd go Chandler. Silas, I'd go Chandler. Chris Schmidt, I'd go Henry. Chris Schmidt, I'd go Henry. CS32, I'd go Raiders. CS32, I'd go Raiders. Pure Magic, I'd go Derrick Henry. Pure Magic, I'd go Derrick Henry. User 7463, I'd go Zamir White. And, oh, you only need one? I think I'd go Walker over White. Walker over White. Jay Courts, I'd go Mahomes. Jay Courts, Mahomes. Bounce it, Betty. I'd go Mahomes over Stafford just barely. Skyler, I'd go Zeke. Skyler, I'd go Zeke. Frankie Trey, I'd go Mostert. Frankie Trey, I'd go Mostert. James Julian, I think I'd go Walker just barely over Henry. Very close, though. C. Salisbury, I'd go Zamir. C. Salisbury, I'd go Zamir. JP, I'm going to say Cup, but I think it's a toss-up. Jet Float, I'd go Debo, Olave, and Puka. It's tough. I want to say Collins. It's close between Collins and Puka, but Debo and Olave are must-plays for me. Carson King, I'd go Thielen. Carson King, I'd go Thielen. Midnight, I'd go Falcons. Midnight, I'd go Falcons. Trevor, I'd go Kittle. Trevor, I'd go Kittle. Rico, I'd go CeeDee Lamb. Rico, CeeDee Lamb. Ethan, I'd go Ridley. Ethan, I'd go Ridley. Chihuahua, I'd go Waller. Chihuahua, I'd go Waller. Thanks, Carson King. Menkman, I'd go White. Menkman, I'd go White. Jack, I'd go Warren. Jack, I'd go Warren. Chris, I'd go D-Hop. Chris, I'd go D-Hop. Kean the King, I'd go Olave, Rice, and Cup. Olave, Rice, and Cup. Abba Cabadoo, I'd go White. Abba Cabadoo, I'd go White. Ayuk or Debo, I'm going to lean towards Debo just barely. Aaron, I'd go Chig. Aaron, I'd go Chig. RJ, I'd go Fields just barely. RJ, I'd go Fields. It's the Jerry Show, Gibbs and Zamir. It's the Jerry Show, Gibbs and Zamir. ID Maggio, I'd go Noah Brown. ID Maggio, Noah Brown. Skyler, I'd go Metcalf. Skyler, I'd go Metcalf. James Julian, I'd go DJ Moore. James Julian, I'd go DJ Moore. Big Boone, I'd go Warren. Big Boone, I'd go Warren. Chris, I'd go D-Hop. Chris, I'd go D-Hop. Emmanuel Perez, I don't like Alvin Kamara this week. Brian McDonald, I'd go Pittman. Brian McDonald, I think I'd go Pittman. End of Rapid Fire, everybody. We saw the end of those hearts. Finally, we got to the end of Rapid Fire. That was a good one, everybody. Good Rapid Fire by everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Wonderful to have all of you guys with us every single day. Hope you guys are loving the show, loving the content. We are live every single day, so make sure you hit that follow button and make sure you subscribe. We will do a subscriber-only show tonight. We will have multiple shows today. We're doing one show now. We're going to do it right up until about 12. Then we will do another show later this afternoon and one this evening. Those will be subscriber-only shows, so you have to subscribe to comment. We will do our show tomorrow morning for everybody, 10 a.m. We will do a 3-hour show at 10 a.m. on Sunday, so make sure you're joining us. Thanks, Asshat. Whether it's tonight's show, whether it's tomorrow morning show, make sure you're joining us. A lot of fantasy advice coming out. Let's go to Jeffrey. Jeffrey's going to be the next one on the line. Let's see what Jeffrey wants to talk about. Jeffrey, what's good?
Hey, man, as always, I don't typically have fantasy questions, but you know I have to talk football in its latest. So what's the big story out here? Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson. I want to know what's your opinion on all this? Are they considered like the villains of the NFL, kind of like the Colts were when they didn't give Jonathan Taylor a new contract?
So I think a lot of ESPN personalities have come out and said Sean Payton's acting like a thug. He's acting unprofessionally. He's acting like a bully. You know what? Cry about it. I don't want to hear it. These are guys making millions of dollars. Shut the front door. I think Sean Payton is right. Call me crazy. I think Sean Payton is right. Russell Wilson is not the quarterback of the future in Denver, so why should they risk him getting an ACL tear, Achilles tear, and all of a sudden they're on the hook to pay him? Look, they're already going to pay him a ton of money. But to me, this is about the future of the Broncos, not the current Broncos. And I know a lot of people out there in sports media world or in fan world, they don't want to admit that these teams, they're businesses. This is an economic decision. If you held stock in a company like Walmart, and I use them for a reason because that family owns the Denver Broncos, if Walmart was really, really dumb about the decisions they made on the balance sheet, you know what you would say as a stockholder? Stop being so stupid. You're costing me money. You're costing me the opportunity to make something on my investment. If I'm a Denver Broncos fan, investing in Russell Wilson has such a slim chance of a positive return. I think this is better for the Broncos. Save your capital. Tell this guy where he can go, which is to get the hell out of town. I understand that a lot of people like Russell Wilson, but this ain't a popularity contest. This is about winning football games, and Russell Wilson hasn't done enough winning. I saw Barstool put up a tweet yesterday. He has 12 bathrooms in his home. He's won 11 football games with the Denver Broncos. If you have more toilets than you have wins, maybe you don't deserve to be the quarterback of that football team, especially after almost 2 full seasons. Was there a way to manage this better from a PR standpoint? Absolutely. Do I think the Broncos are actually in the right? Hell yeah. Russell Wilson, you are going to make a boatload of cash. Shut the hell up and go be a good backup. But really, I actually don't have the bleeding heart or the sad tears for Russell Wilson like some of these other guys do.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, so I live here about like 30 minutes away from Denver. I'm not a Broncos fan, but, you know, I see the people say, like, this is all handled wrong, and I have to say, I like your take on it because my whole thing about this is I think people are holding on to the idea of what Russell Wilson used to be.
And by the way, what was he? Everyone tried to sell me for years that he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Hell no. Get the hell out of there with that. If he didn't play with one of the best defenses in the history of football, we wouldn't talk about him that way. Is Jim McMahon in the Hall of Fame? Is Trent Dilfer in the Hall of Fame? Are we putting guys who were quarterbacks and won a Super Bowl with great defense? Is Brad Johnson in the Hall of Fame? Now, I know Russell Wilson has better career numbers than those guys, but let's not crown this guy because he had he had what? A handful of good seasons, never got an MVP vote, never once got an MVP vote, but we're putting him in Canton? Get the hell out of here.
So I'll have to say this about it, though, and I'll probably leave the people with this. If you look up his stats currently this year and the year that he won the Super Bowl, they're almost exactly
I understand that. I actually understand that his stats this year are not terrible. And I actually think that is the only indictment I have on the Broncos is that Russell Wilson actually has been playing decent ball. Like, he hasn't been a train wreck like he was last year. It would have made it an easier argument if it's like, this dude's just terrible. He's costing us games. He's just bad. He's been okay. He's been average. But I also think the price tag that is attached to his toe is way too great. And by the way, what's all this fake loyalty about? I'm going to say this, and I know it's not a popular take with a number of our viewers, so forgive me. I don't care how many times you say, I love Jesus Christ, he's my Lord and Savior, I love God. I don't care. I actually don't think religion plays a factor. If you came out there and was like, I love Allah, or I love Jesus, or I love Buddha, I don't care. Win football games, throw touchdowns, don't throw interceptions. And I think for a time, I think Sean Payton's comments earlier in the year that have been now thrown in his face were right. Russell Wilson, you are not running for Senate. You are not running for Congress. I don't need you to be the most likable person in the NFL. I need you to be a winner. Be a frickin' winner, and everything takes care of itself. And over the last month, they've been losing. They went on that great winning streak, and then they've lost, 3 out of the last 4? Russell, if you want to go into politics, here's your opportunity. You got the money to go fund your campaign. But I'm tired of these guys on TV who clearly are, let's be honest, in the pews on Sunday and then talking football later that day. They love Russell Wilson for the man that he is. I don't give a shit about the man he is, because that's not my job. I care about the football player he is, and I think he is vastly overrated.
And I'll leave the viewers with some of this as well. It might not be a popular take, but if the numbers being the same as the year he won the Super Bowl, my only thing is, and I know people aren't probably going to like this take, but was Russell Wilson ever that guy with the defense?
You're right. He was never. Let's call a spade a spade. He threw a great deep ball. In a lot of ways, he's like Jordan Love. He could throw a good ball. He could throw a good deep ball. But are we saying Jordan Love is like one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Is Jordan Love like an MVP candidate? No. And I think Russell Wilson's kind of in that category of, did he throw a good deep ball to Doug Baldwin? Hell yeah. Did he make some really good, unscripted plays? Of course he did. But is Russell Wilson deserving of the status that we've given him? I think it is ridiculous. I think Lamar Jackson has passed Russell Wilson for career.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope that's not a hot take anymore, but there was a time there where people were like, you can't say that about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Is he? Yeah. Has he ever been a top 3 quarterback in any season? Legitimately. Is there any season in which he finished in which we went, yeah, top 3 quarterback this year? Probably not, because Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have been in the league almost every year he was. But to me, Russell Wilson's one of the most overrated players. I like him as a person. He's a fine human being. Like, I love what he does with children's hospitals and all this other stuff. But I think Russell Wilson's one of the most overrated quarterbacks, one of the most overrated NFL players of the last 15 years.
Yep, I'd have to agree. Well, man, I appreciate you talking with me. I do got one question before I take off here.
Fire away.
Not sports related. I think I got that anytime touchdown for 50% off the shop. I just saw that email right now. Does it expire at a certain point in time?
It does expire, I believe, Sunday night. So make sure you get those purchases in before Sunday night. We are running a contest this week. It's for 25%. So not the 50%, 25% if you want to get in.
All right, sounds good. I think I'll buy myself some merch here for my 26th birthday coming around in
26th birthday. Happy birthday. Congratulations. 26 a good age, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Well, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
We'll talk again soon. Thanks, Jeffrey. Let's get to another caller, and let's see what they want to talk about. Derek Lane is going to be the next one on the phone lines. Let's see what Derek wants to talk about. Then we'll get back to some of your questions. Derek, what's good?
Morning, man. How you doing?
Loving life. How can we help you?
So I'm in the chip here, the championship game with you two. We're going against each other.
Oh, then I got to be careful with my advice. By the way, I don't care. I'm more than happy to help you out.
This is not for our game, but Pacheco or Elliott, do you think?
Pacheco. If he's healthy, it's Pacheco for me. Easy call.
Okay, and then one other one is Denver or the Raiders.
Raiders.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, man. Well, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Derek. Have a great day.
You too, my man.
Let's get to some more written questions out here. Joseph, Lamar, White, Swift, Brown, Ayuk, and Njoku, JT, Rams. Love it. Joseph, that's a championship caliber team. William, lifetime Seahawks fan here. Russ is a weirdo for sure, but he was pretty good for in the last 2 minutes. William, that's a great take. I totally agree with you. First of all, total weirdo. I agree with you. Second of all, Russ had his moments in the clutch. I actually don't want to overlook that. You're right. I think he threw a great deep ball. He was good on scripted plays. But you're right. He could win a game in the final 2 minutes. My only problem with Russell Wilson is we made him out to be better than he was. We really made him out to be a generational QB. I think we love the story. I think we like the man. But frankly, if it wasn't for the Legion of Boom, would this guy ever have reached the heights that he did? I don't think so. And I think what the Seahawks are doing now is an unbelievable statement about that organization. Pete Carroll continues to get that train going. The front office has done a brilliant job drafting. The Seahawks are as good now as they were when they had Russell Wilson a couple of years ago. That's a statement, one, about the Seahawks, and two, about Russell Wilson. RJ, would you start Montgomery? Yeah, I probably would. Silas, I'd go Montgomery over James Conner. Logan Hunton, I'd go Cup. Logan Hunton, I'd go Cup. Shanda the Wine Panda, great to see you. I'd go Ty Chandler. He's got the better matchup. So, Shanda, I would go Ty Chandler, though it doesn't feel great given the brand name across the other side. Posty 707, I'd go ETN and Gibbs. Posty 707, ETN and Gibbs. Majomes, Bronco Country's Let's Ride. By the way, that Broncos Country Let's Ride, that's a microcosm of Russell Wilson, which is, I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to tag, like he did Go Hawks at the end of every press conference, at the end of every Q&A. Broncos Country Let's Ride was like Russell Wilson. First of all, you make me gag with how cringeworthy you are sometimes. And second of all, that never worked because you weren't really a member of the Denver Broncos. You didn't earn that leadership spot. Shanda, thanks so much for the sunglasses, or the 2024 glasses. Silas, I'd go Montgomery. Silas, I'd go Montgomery. RJ, I'd go Bills. RJ, I'm going Bills just barely on that. User, I'd go Zamir just barely. Very close. I like all three. Bounce it, Betty. Yeah, he was a baseball player too. He's clearly athletic, but Bucky MC, I'd go Kyron Williams and Montgomery. Kyron Williams and Montgomery just barely over Henry. Very close though. Shanda the Wine Panda, I'm so grateful for your support. Logan, some of my favorite defenses this week are the Rams, the 49ers, the Raiders. I also like the Bears and Falcons. I think that's going to be a low-scoring game. Appreciate you guys hitting us up. Let's get John up on the line. John's one of our favorites. Let's see how we can help John this morning. John, what's good?
What's good?
Let's go, John. Pumped for this weekend, I hope.
I'm going to take a break from working real quick to have a little chat with you.
Let's go. How can we help you?
I just got you on speakerphone, just playing all through the house. Luckily, no one else is at work today, so whatever. Basically, this is more so like a rant for you. What do you think these players should do when Florida State, I believe it is, that got robbed out of the championship is what I believe they got robbed out of. How do you feel about that if their players were all to just not come out of the locker room and play that game?
Well, first of all, if Florida State doesn't want to play Georgia, I don't blame them, because Georgia is going to kick their ass. Georgia's going to win. Georgia's going to win big. I'm not worried about it. Georgia is going to put up a monster performance. So that's one. As my dog goes crazy, clearly a Florida State fan. Oh, it's because I have a deer right outside my door. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Hold on 1 second. I got to go scare this deer away.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Hey!
I'll be here.
Hey! Good job, dog. Good job, dog. Forgive me. There was a deer literally right outside our door.
That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. Something's around that ain't supposed to be here. Yeah, take care of this.
That's right.
That's
No,
what
literally,
they're supposed to
it was
do.
funny because I went up to the window and the deer looked at me like, "What? Am I supposed to be scared of you?" He was wearing a red bandana and had a switchblade, so I didn't want to get into a fight with him. Anyways, here's my take on Florida State. First of all, I don't care. I don't think Florida State did get robbed, because if I told you that, I don't know, let's go to the NFL for example. If the Dallas Cowboys no longer had Dak Prescott, would we think of them as the same level of team? If the Philadelphia Eagles didn't have Jalen Hurts, would they still be as good a team?
Be the same.
Would the
level,
Ravens be
right.
as good without Lamar Jackson? And this is one where you can be frustrated by the system. However, it's the system that we created. People didn't like BCS. So we had to come up with a new system. That's a committee. The committee evaluates teams based on their active roster, who's healthy, who you've beaten, what your record is, all these factors. Florida State, I actually don't have a problem with you being pushed out. Why? Because I think the four best teams are playing this weekend, or playing on Monday.
Yeah, I think this, like last year, that championship was definitely like a blowout. Like,
You're gonna get three good teams this year. You're gonna get 3 good games this year. Alabama, Michigan is going to be a national championship level of game.
Exactly.
Washington, Texas is going to be a phenomenal game. Watch out. That could be a sneaky classic.
I agree with you.
And that's why if Florida State had played any of them, I think you get a blowout. So instead, we'll get a blowout between Georgia and Florida State. We could put that to bed. And we're going to get 3 great playoff games. That's what you want. If you don't want good football, I guess you wanted Florida State. But if you want competitive, good football, you got the outcome you wanted.
Yeah, because last year was boring. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
That was boring. That was boring. That was a boring national championship.
And the way the playoff format is set up, the way it has been set up, has actually encouraged blowouts because of teams like a Florida State where it's like, oh, well, they're undefeated, so we have to put them in. But they're not actually as good as some of the teams with 1 loss. So I actually think the committee got it right. And I think the obviously it was helped out by the injury. If the injury doesn't happen, Florida State gets in. And I still think they get their brains bashed in. So I'm really happy, actually, that Florida State did not make this tournament.
Oh, yeah, me too. I just been hearing little whispers about, how, what would the NCAA do if they did not walk out of their locker room?
You know what? I have no problem. If you don't want to walk out of your locker room and you want to forfeit, that's fine. We will take all the TV money. We will take all the revenue money, all the sponsorship money, and we'll just give it to Georgia. So Florida State, if you want to forego that revenue that comes from playing in this bowl game, more than happy to take that money back. Because that's what this is about, everybody. This isn't about football. This is about TV money. That's what the NFL's about. That's what college football's about. It's not about the pigskin. It's about the dollar sign. And Florida State, if you don't want that money, I'm sure there are plenty of other places, plenty of other teams, plenty of other people that would be willing to take that money. So Seminoles, if you want to cry about it and not take your checks, fine by me.
Yep. There's other people that will. I agree with you. Did you watch the Ohio State and Missouri game at all last night?
Unfortunately, because I was arrested, detained, and forced to, yes, I did.
Oh my God, what a horrible game.
You know what, though? I actually thought it showed you, the reason it was such a bad game is it showed you one program that was their Super Bowl. That was, for Missouri, this was their chance to be in a national spotlight and to make a statement. Ohio State, that game meant nothing to them. They have players who were sitting, whether it's because transfer portal or going to the NFL. And 2, if you're Ohio State, you don't play a whole season to then play in a New Year's Eve bowl game or, a non-championship game against Missouri. So some people hit me up and were like, do you think Ryan Day should be fired? And it's like, no. I actually don't have a problem.
Hell no.
I expected Ohio State to come out and not care. Why? Because there was no reason for them to care.
Exactly. I don't have no fantasy. You've done answered all my questions in fantasy, bro. I'm just sitting here painting, listening to you answer everybody's questions, and I'm like, you know what? Let me get this guy on a rant about this little games that are about to come up. Since
By the way,
don't need no advice.
If there is a game across the NFL, NBA, NHL, or college football that I'm more pumped for than Alabama, Michigan, I can't think of it. I am so pumped for that game because there is so much on the line. Between Nick Saban and Harbaugh, this is a matchup of two of the best coaches in the last 10 years. These two programs have gone through a lot. People are overlooking this Alabama story. Alabama was written off after that Texas game. They were written off with until their miracle win against Auburn. People thought they had lost that. People didn't think they could beat Georgia. This Alabama team might be one of the best head coaching jobs Nick Saban has done in Tuscaloosa. He has been a fantastic leader of men. Meanwhile, Michigan, obviously, from scandal to whether Harbaugh is going to leave to revenge after last year's disappointing performance. Alabama, Michigan, I'm as excited for that game as any game across sports over the next 5 days.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Massachusetts.
But you're not there right now.
I split my time between Boston and New York, yeah.
Okay. So I hope, for the sake of it, that Alabama does whoop Michigan.
Me too, buddy. I'm rooting for Nick Saban and the Tide.
I really do hope that happens, honestly, because like you just said, they were so written off at the earlier beginning of the season. They were talked like they were trash team, and then they just dug themselves out of a hole that really surprised everybody across the board. Should have anyway. When they beat Georgia.
And by the way, give credit to Milroe. That's a quarterback who was written off. Give credit to Tommy Rees. People were like, oh yeah, he's not a good offensive coordinator. The program, the offense has taken a step back. There were so many aspects of the Alabama football team that were written off this year. And what did they do? They figured it out. And I think if there's anything I want to give credit to in college football, it's teams that get better, that learn how to get better, that develop. I think that's one way in which college football and college basketball are actually sometimes better than the NFL or better than the NBA. If you stacked a bunch of wins in the early part of your season and then you punched your playoff ticket despite playing your worst football then or your worst basketball then, it kind of leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But when you see one of these college teams go through some adversity, I think of Michigan State. Oftentimes, Michigan State in basketball, they'll put up a really tough early non-conference schedule. They'll take their lumps, and then Tom Izzo chisels away. He develops his players. He gets them better, and come tournament time, it's a dangerous team. Same with Alabama, and I want to reward good coaching. I want to reward player development. That's why I love college sports, because it's not about the finished product. It's about the development of a non-finished product into a finished product that I want to reward. So I think Alabama is a great statement on that.
Dude, there are two people I watch faithfully across TikTok, and it is you and Doc Compton, man. Like, literally, when both of you are on, I am glued to you guys sign off. And I do the occasional scroll through or whatever, but when you two, I get notified that you two are on, I'm glued to both of you. And as far as all the other sports guys that give advice across the TikTok universe or whatever, dude, you know you're shit, bro. Like, dead ass. I brag about you a lot to people as far as that aren't like social media dependent on getting advice from, and I'm like, man, you might want to listen to this guy sometime, because like my dude knows his shit.
I do what I can, John. I research every day, but really, I've been doing this my whole life. There's a reason I was a producer at Fox Sports and CBS Sports and Jim Rome. It's because I've been talking sports since I came out the womb. I just love it. This is what I love to do.
And that's why, I stay faithful to you, brother. Hey, I'll let you get back to some of your other calls. I appreciate the rant, brother.
We'll be doing a lot of ranting over the next few months, John. A lot of rants to come, buddy.
Oh yeah. Are you coming on New Year's Eve?
I will be on New Year's Eve, yeah. That's tomorrow night, so yeah, we will be on tomorrow night.
You'll be on tomorrow night?
Yep.
All right, my man. Well, you have a wonderful day, and like I said, I'll still be listening to you.
John, you're one of my favorites. We'll talk again soon, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. All right, bye.
Let's get one more caller up here, and then we'll go back to written questions. Really appreciate John checking in. Chip Diamond, what's good, Chip?
What's good, my boy? Look, I got a little bit of a dumb question, probably because...
No such thing as a dumb question, only dumb people, Chip.
That's true, but look, so Puka's probably going to play.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen is probably going to play, but just in case the hammer comes down, I'm probably not going to be around my phone. I won't be able to ask you this before game time. I got a couple dudes on the bench that aren't too bad, but we've already talked about some of them. We don't like some of them. But in case Puka goes down for whatever freak reason, Bijan, Saquon, Addison, who I think is questionable too, DJ Moore, and Achan.
It'd be DJ Moore.
That's what I figured too, because he's kind of been a beast.
He's been a beast. I know he had a bad game last week, but I know you've heard me say this before, so forgive me for the broken record. But when he and Justin Fields are on the field at the same time, it's been a very consistent marriage. That's part of the reason I like DJ Moore.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I played him last week, and I think he got injured, sat for a while.
That's the real problem was he had the ankle injury, and Kmet went off. So Justin Fields kept going for Kmet, and DJ Moore had the ankle. So it's like he wasn't getting the same breaks out of the line of scrimmage. You know, that was the bit of the concern.
Totally. And then for shits and giggles, I don't need any advice on this, but I want to know your thoughts on this divisional game between the Bucs and the Saints, because I'm going 50-yard line's gonna.
Let's go. By the way, for any butt fumblers who are going to an NFL game, take a picture, tag us in it on Instagram or wherever. I love seeing you guys. I live vicariously through you guys, so I'd love to see a picture from the game tomorrow. Personally, this is what's concerning to me. When Derek Carr is a favorite, he poops his pants. When Derek Carr is an underdog, he seems to always play better than he should. So I'm a little bit worried that game, Baker's been red hot. Derek Carr's got a good matchup. It's one of those in which I'm really nervous about it because I don't have great faith in either side. If I had to go with a team, I'm going to say the Bucs. They've just been playing better overall. I think they're a better football team than the Saints. But I am a little nervous. I'm not going to say I have... that's a game I probably won't bet. In fact, if I look at my picks for tomorrow, I'm avoiding that game.
See, I got to bet it because my heart's involved and I'm there and I got to sweat it out. But I don't think I'm going to bet either side of Bucs or Saints. I think I'm just going to look for some props or some...
That's right. That's right. Like Derek Carr over passing yards. Maybe Mike Williams on a touchdown. That's been a very consistent play. Rashad White over rushing yards. I'm with you.
Rashad White over receiving yards, too.
That, too. Really, you could go both. Yeah, totally. But you get my point, which is I'm right there with you. I don't think it's a great game pick because I do think it's like a coin flip between the two, and I really don't feel good about it. But when it comes to a player prop bet, I feel good about that.
And I'm not going to lie, in my personal record, all NFL season, dude, when these spreads are at 2.5, I've always been on the wrong fucking side of it.
I'm telling you.
That spread curses me.
So I buy points. You guys know if you guys watch the show religiously, I buy points. Why? Because the sports books are tricky, sneaky mofos. They want to take your money, and they put lines that they know are just attractive enough to take, but actually are not good bets to make. So if I had to go anywhere on this, I'd probably do something like Saints plus 5.5. Play a Saints plus 6. Because it's like, do I think the Bucs are going to win by a touchdown? Nope. I bet it's going to be a field goal game, and then it comes down to like a kicker misses or makes a kick. Derek Carr driving for the win throws a pick or something. So I feel like it's a one-score game, but I don't feel like it's a touchdown difference. I feel like it's closer to a 3-4 point game, so I'd like to be on the other side of it. So if I had any play, I'd probably go Saints, like I said, plus 5.5, plus 6. That's probably where I'd go for a game pick if I had to.
Yeah, I'll take a look at their winning margin odds between the different ones because those are always fun to sprinkle.
Chip, let me do one quick thing while I have you on the line, and I'll pull this one up for everybody who's watching over on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. We're going over to Outlier. You guys know Outlier is the sports betting research tool that I use to dive into stats and trends and everything else. The thing I want to actually bring up is the public money. This might be really interesting to you. I know you guys love knowing where the public money is as much as the sharp money. The sharp money are the guys who do this like myself who do it professionally. So here's what's interesting. The money line is split 50-50 on percentage of bets. So very even. However, the sharp money, the percentage of money that's bet, is on the Saints on the money line. 78%. Keep that in mind as we go to the spread. Right now, the Saints are 58% on all the tickets. Tickets bet 58% on the spread in favor of the Saints.
78% of the money?
But the money is even more in favor of the Saints. 68% of the money is on the Saints. Something's telling me Saints to cover. Again, I'd buy it up. So let's see where we could get it. Saints plus, like I said, plus 5.5, plus 6. That's offered right now 184, minus 210. I would take the Saints plus 5.5 at minus 184 or Saints plus 6 at minus 210. I put it in some parlays or some round robins. I don't have a problem giving up those odds. I feel like that's a very good play.
Yeah, I mean, especially you telling me that 78% of the money with only 58% of the slips is
That's right. That's right. There's something there.
I'll be public enemy over there for AJ if I start showing that.
I will say that though, Chip, if there's something I love to do, it's an emotional hedge. I did this a lot when I was a Patriots fan years ago. I would bet against my team because either I'm coming away with a dub or I'm coming away with money in my pocket, but either way, it's a good Sunday. Some of my friends hated that. Some of my friends thought I was a traitor. I didn't care. I was paying for drinks after the game.
No, that's a good way to put it, dude. And I definitely understand the emotional hedge because either way, you got one good out of it.
And by the way, it allows you to sit back and go, whatever happens, happens. When you double up on your favorite team, that's when I get worried. When you have these fans who are like, I love this team, and I'm putting $1 million on it. Dave Portnoy. When that happens and your team loses, not only did you lose $1 million, but you just lost the game as well. I always like to go in the other direction. I always emotionally hedge.
It's funny that you say Portnoy too, because I was just thinking, and then these same people get on Twitter and start bitching and calling for the whole house to be fired, and that's pretty much what Portnoy does.
Portnoy, by the way, I had the opportunity to meet Dave Portnoy years ago when I was at ESPN and Fox Sports, and I actually tried to bring him on as an on-air talent. It just didn't work out because his style of content was a little bit too risky for ESPN and Fox at the time. But what I will say is, he's not an idiot. He's a very smart guy. He knows what he's doing. And his $1 million bet isn't really what it appears to be. It's actually like a marketing play for Barstool. It's a marketing play for Dave. So as much as we want to be like, oh, he's got $1 million in it, it's like he took out $1 million ad for Dave Portnoy. So when you see him say these things and do these things, don't take it as a model for the behavior you should have. Take it as an example of why he's such a smart influencer, why he's such a smart brander. It's because he understands when he puts down $1 million bet, everyone's talking about Dave Portnoy. There's value in that. He actually he claims some of that money back purely in the marketing value. So let's not take Dave Portnoy as the barometer for how we should do our sports bets.
No, he's definitely not a sheep, dude, and you're right, and I'm glad that you're actually on here saying that because especially, I mean, I'm 25 years old. I've been betting probably close to 10 years now. So I've seen the ins and outs of it, right? And I've seen, I mean, you've seen it too, all of this become legal and this wave of push from all these different, conglomerations of companies and whatnot.
Yep.
And I don't want to get too far into it, but essentially some of this is really preying on weak minds and people who don't know any better. And it's really disheartening to see.
One of my least favorite things you see on social media right now is you see these sports books put out tweets of, like we saw last week, some guy placed a $5 bet and won $500K. That's not how this works. That's a 1 in a trillion. That's a 1 in a 5 trillion. And they use them as models. They use them to encourage you to bet. But frankly, it is a trap. And again, here's another one. Dave Portnoy's one, Mattress Mac. Mattress Mac places those massive bets. You know what those are? Those are advertisements. It would be like he spent $1 million on an ad on TV or across the internet. He's actually making money off of that. We all see it as a sports bet. It's not. It's actually a marketing expense. That's why you should not follow those guys. Those guys are not sharp money. They're just deep pockets. Sharp money, those are the guys in Vegas who are studying these trends and these research plays, and they're coming out immediately when the line comes out and putting money down. The guys who put down $1 million with like 10 minutes to go, or put down $1 million because it's their favorite team, you know what we call them? We call them fans who happen to be very successful businessmen. They should not be the model for you bettors out there.
Yes, fans with huge pockets, and again, it's so valuable and it speaks so much on your character because you've probably got 70,000 followers on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that stuff right there is so important because you have that much influence. I mean, you have 70,000 people with their eyes on you. So,
and you guys know I value your money. I don't, there are times I'll give you a pick and I'll say I wouldn't take it if I were you, but this is what the trends are telling me. That's my way of saying don't dive in Scrooge McDuck style head first into the coins, because it usually doesn't work out that way. And in fact, if you watch the show on TikTok, Twitch, or Kick, I actually put up a disclaimer at the start of every show. I'll actually read that to you guys because I have 5 points that I make. Chip, thanks for bringing it up. Bear with me on this. Rule number 1, there is no sure thing. Anyone can lose, anyone can win, respect the game. Number 2, if everyone likes the same outcome, be cautious. Don't trust the public more than Vegas. Don't chase winning. Number 3, don't chase winning. When you chase, you lose and lose and lose. Number 4, don't shoot from the hip. Make a plan and stick to your plan. And number 5, and most important, sports is for entertainment. If you need help and have a question, want to learn more, ask, but never bet enough where you can't sleep at night. Because if you can't sleep at night, then betting on sports ain't worth it to you. Those are the 5 disclaimers I put up every show. Chip, I hope you follow them as much as everyone else.
Yeah, no, of course, man, and you're, like I said, dude, you're a legend for doing that, and bringing the attention back to these crazy Hail Mary freaking 100-yard line punts.
Yep.
You gotta look at, even with that last one, there were some discrepancies in the way that the ticket was wrote out with missing commas and different verbiage, and the same individual who quote unquote won this Hail Mary is now promoting his next week's picks with
scary.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, but for me, who's been doing this for a long time, it's very blatant. It's very obvious. But I could see how someone who doesn't necessarily have the ins and outs and the experience could say, "Well, he just hit this kind of huge Hail Mary. He must be hitting another one." And next thing you know, they're diving into an irresponsible bet, man. And like you just said, if you're betting where you can't sleep at night, dude, I've been there. I learned it. You know what I mean? First couple of years, I had no idea what I was doing. I hit a couple good ones, and then you get really deep down the rabbit hole. But once you find that longevity in the situation, you understand you can't get rich in a day. And if you look at this as kind of like your side gig, you'll see yourself being a lot more profitable than you are just donating money. And there's skyscrapers in the middle of the desert for a reason, people. These things they're not giving away money. Nobody would have a job if these was just giving away money.
Chip, I say it all the time. Now, I usually say it about parlays, which is parlays help build casinos. Like, they don't build a house, they don't build a building, they build casinos. That's how much money they make on them. So, Chip, I think your advice and your thoughts are dead on, and I really appreciate you coming on because I think it's important for the average fan, and I don't mean to denigrate, I mean this in a positive, for the average fan to hear other fans talk through this, because I think sometimes, again, the average fan can be a bit gullible. They see some of these winning tickets and they go, oh, I knew CeeDee Lamb would score a touchdown. I knew Raheem Mostert would score a touchdown. I knew Christian McCaffrey would score a touchdown. Next week, I'm going to put that kind of money down. Guys, sometimes the past doesn't predict the future. It's a great way for the Vegas to take your money. So, Chip, it was great talking to you. I'm going to let you go so we can get back to some fantasy questions, but hopefully we talk again soon, Chip.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Be safe.
Have a great day. Let's get back to those fantasy questions. Mr. Grapefruit, we got you. Fantasy questions are back. Mr. Grapefruit, I'd go Geno Smith. Mr. Grapefruit, I'd go Geno Smith. I'd go Kyler. I'd go Kyler. JP, I actually haven't looked at Ole Miss. I'm sorry, buddy. Bounce It Betty, we are doing a subscriber-only show across all of our platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. We will do a subscriber-only show later tonight. George Cook, I'd go Bills defense. George Cook, Bills defense. Vince Ochoa, I have been in 43 leagues this year. I am happy to say I am in the championship in 12 of my leagues. 12 leagues, I'm in the championship. Okay, not a great percentage, but I certainly am happy to have the opportunity to win a lot of money. Angelo, I'd go Reed over Adams, just barely. Reed over Adams. Rich Matthews, I'd go Ferguson and Rice. Rich Matthews, Ferguson, and Rice. IP Shade 45, you're sweet. I'm so grateful, IP Shade 45. You've been such a great supporter. Antonio, don't spam, buddy. Antonio, I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to mute you because you're spamming. Pick 3. I'd go Cook, I'd go Taylor, and I'd go Ridley. I'd go Cook, Taylor, and Ridley, but I'm sorry, Antonio, I gotta mute you. You can't spam the channel, guys. We're trying to not have spammers because then other people, they get their question in. That's not fair. Posty 707, Javante an okay play? Yes, he is. MCP, I'd go Everett. MCP, I'd go Everett. DJ, I'd go CJ. DJ, I'd go CJ. John, I'm going to go Diggs just barely over Shaheed. Very close, but I will go in that direction. Cole Campbell, I'm going to say Ridley just barely. I don't feel great about it, though. Very close. Rich Matthews, Happy New Year to you. Bobby Boucher, I'd go Etienne. Bobby Boucher, I'd go Etienne. Bucky MC, I'd go McBride. Bucky MC, I'd go McBride. Thanks so much, Vince Ochoa. Hope you guys are in your championships this week. Certainly rooting for all of you. Jake Manning, I think Devontae Smith's an okay start. I'm not crazy about him. I don't hate him. Kind of in the middle. Asshat, Henry or Zamir White's very close for me. I'm going to go Zamir White, though. The Colts are a better matchup than the Texans are. Texans have actually been a top 10 run defense, so I'm there. John, appreciate you. I deposit 50 every week. That's it. And I lose it then, dude. You are right. John, follow our advice, but do it carefully, buddy. Dalton, start 1. Dalton, I think I would start Minshew. I know you're leaning towards Hall because he's got a good matchup, but I don't know what I'm getting in Hall. He's a rookie. I don't know what I'm getting. Mommy of 2, I'd go Shaheed. Mommy of 2, I'd go Shaheed. Nav, I'd go DK. Nav, I'd go DK. Himbo, Slice, I'd go Zamir White. Himbo, Slice, I'd go Zamir White. Suze Boswell, I'd go Montgomery. Suze Boswell, I'd go Montgomery. Asshat, I'd go Zamir White. Appreciate you guys being with us. Devilface, I'd go Chiggy Okonkwo. I'd go Okonkwo. Bucky MC, I'd go Hill, Collins, and Reed. Hill, Collins, and Reed. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are loving the show. We're going to take another caller. Justin's the next one on the line. We'll see what Justin wants to talk about. Justin, what's good?
What's good?
How you living?
I'm living the dream.
Let's do it. How can we help you out today, Justin?
So I just picked up Ty Chandler off of waivers. So I'm wondering if I should start Zamir White or Ty Chandler.
Zamir White. I like you picking up Chandler, so I don't want to discourage the move. I think it's a smart move, but I do like Zamir White more.
Okay.
We got another question, Justin?
How come Russell Wilson is being benched?
Because he has a clause in his contract. He has a clause in his contract that if he is hurt and fails a physical in March, that he's guaranteed the money that is in his contract, and that is a ridiculous sum of money. So the Broncos are really saying we don't want to risk the possibility he gets hurt over the next 2 weeks, and thus we're locked into paying him because that would be a very expensive injury.
Oh, yeah, it will.
So that's why he's sitting.
I got one more question about one of my leagues.
Sure.
I just pick up George Pickens in my
nice
15-man league.
Nice.
And I have Mike Evans in my wide receiver 1 spot. And Barkley
You're cutting out on us, Justin. We're having a tough reception.
Should I start Pickens over them?
I would start Pickens over Barkley. Pickens over Barkley if Barkley's in your flex. You cut out a little bit, so I didn't hear the whole question, but I would go Pickens over Barkley.
All right. Sorry, I have bad Wi-Fi.
No issue, Justin. I understand sometimes the issue is just a connection one. No problem. We really appreciate you watching. You're one of my favorites, Justin. Justin Gonzalez, I'd go Walker, Eckler, and I'd go Kamara. Eckler, Walker, Kamara would be the three, Justin Gonzalez. Devilhead, I'd go Kyler barely over Stafford. It's close for me, though. Brian Gage, pick 3. Brian, I'd go White, Ayuk, and Rice. Brian Gage, White, Ayuk, and Rice would be the 3, buddy. Don't spam, guys. When you spam, I gotta mute you for a minute, because otherwise you load up the chat, and I can't get to other people's questions. That's not fair. DJ, I'd go Rice. DJ, I'd go Rice over Moore. Rice over Moore. Himbo Slice, I don't like either one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the Broncos. I don't like the Eagles. I don't feel good about either one of them. So, K Bleeze, I'd go Zamir White. K Bleeze, I'd go Zamir White. B DJ, if I had to bench one, I think it'd be Amon-Ra St. Brown, believe it or not. I don't love that, but I think he's the one I'd sit. MCP, I'd go Zeke. MCP, I'd go Zeke. Appreciate you guys asking your questions. Hope you're loving the show. Am I a Raiders fan? Not at all, actually. I grew up in New England. I'm not really a fan of any team anymore. I've worked in sports media for over 15 years. So at this point, I just love sports. I just got this great sweatshirt. I've had it for years. One of my favorites. Angelo, I'd go Jalen Warren. Angelo, Jalen Warren. Jorge, what are you telling us? Jorge, is that breaking news, or are you just coming up with a theory? Oh my goodness. Wow. Massive trade. Jorge is letting us know a Woj bomb has been dropped on the NBA world. The Raptors are trading OG Anunoby to the Knicks for a package that includes RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and draft compensation. Oh my goodness, Jorge. That is a shocking trade. First of all, I am stunned that they moved RJ Barrett. Second of all, I really like OG Anunoby. He's a great defensive player. He's a good player, but wow, the news has come in now. Woj bomb has been dropped. Unbelievable. What a stunning trade. So quickly, RJ Barrett and draft picks. Now, what's interesting about this, for those that don't know, RJ Barrett is Canadian, so he goes to the Raptors. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe not. I just feel like that, wow, I did not expect OG to get that much back in exchange. Massive trade, certainly impacts the New York Knicks. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. OG Anunoby is going to New York. RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and draft compensation is going to the Raptors. Stunning trade right now. Unbelievable. Did not see that coming. Jorge, I think it's way too early to know who wins that trade. Personally, I kind of like it for both sides. I think RJ Barrett could do really well in Toronto. I think OG Anunoby in New York's a great player. OG is a good two-way player. He's a great defender. If you don't know, OG Anunoby is one of the best on-ball defenders. He's one of the best defenders of stars in this league. So from a defensive standpoint, I really like it for the Knicks. But I am stunned they moved on from RJ Barrett. It seems like a very big package in exchange for OG, but I think both sides could actually get something out of this, Jorge. Shocking news. Yep, second breakfast, you're exactly right. OG is a good 3-and-D guy, but that said, it's the defense he's really known for. He's a really good defensive player. Second breakfast, I'd go Shaheed over Johnson, just barely. Shaheed over Johnson. Justin Gonzalez, I'd go Reed and Chase. Justin Gonzalez, Reed and Chase. Dick Whip, I'd go Zamir. Dick Whip, I'd go Zamir. Martfo, I'd go Geno. Martfo, I'd go Geno Smith. Lil Jose, I'd go Rams defense. Rams defense, it's about the offensive line of the Giants. The offensive line is like a turnstile that doesn't cost money. I love the Rams getting some sacks tomorrow. The Professor Tundra, I'd go Zamir White. The Professor Tundra, I'd go Zamir White. What a big trade in the NBA, everybody. K. Blees, I'd go Zamir. Mart Foe, I'd go Zamir White. Wow, big news in the NBA. Mega trade. Did not see this one coming. But the NBA, over the last few years, has become more and more entertaining in terms of the trades, the off-season acquisitions. The NBA is as entertaining now as the MLB used to be when the MLB was a far better league when it came to transactions. K. Blees, I think I'd go Bears defense. Very close. I think I'd go Bears. Jeff Reynolds, I'd go Bears defense. Skylar Hamilton, I'd go Rams. Skylar Hamilton, I'd go Rams. MCP, I'd go Rams. Quagmire, I'd go Zeke or Elliott. Same player, Quagmire. Same player. Appreciate you guys being with us. I appreciate 45. Thanks for the snowman, buddy. Great to have you with us. K. Blees, Pittman's playing. Pittman is playing. The Professor Tundra, I'd go Ty Chandler. Professor Tundra, I'd go Chandler. Oh, Quagmire, I got you. It's Zamir White. Quagmire, I'd go White over Zeke. White over Zeke. Mommy of two, I'd go Kittle. Mommy of two, I'd go Kittle. I'm sure you're having a fun day today dealing with those two manimals. But Kittle would be the play for me, Mommy of two. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you love the content and the conversation. If you do, hit that follow button. Hit the subscribe button. Hope you guys join us. We will do subscriber-only shows later today. So if you want to join as a subscriber, make sure you're with us later this afternoon. I'm going to drop a bunch of picks on you guys. You guys have been waiting patiently throughout the show. I haven't given out nearly enough picks to satisfy all those who've been waiting on them. So I'm going to give out 3 NBA picks right now, including my favorite one of the day. Okay? First pick I'm giving out is Pacers on the money line, guys. Pacers on the money line is the first one. Second one, Warriors on the money line. Pacers on the money line and Warriors on the money line. And now time for my SHARPZ play of the day. SHARPZ play of the day, brought to you by the SHARPZ app. All of my picks are available on the SHARPZ app for free. Just DM me on Instagram to get every one. My favorite bet of the day, regardless of sport or type of bet, is Timberwolves on the money line, everybody. Timberwolves on the money line is my SHARPZ play of the day. Make sure you guys download the SHARPZ app, or more importantly, DM me on Instagram to make sure you get every pick I make. Justin, do you have Penn State or Ole Miss winning? I haven't gone into the stats, but if I had to go with one, just off of the research I've done throughout the season, I would go Ole Miss. MCP, I'm hoping you win a championship too, buddy. Mario, I think I'd go Schultz, but I don't love it. I think I'd go Schultz barely. Terry Mack, better with the brisket. I got you, D-Mac. Appreciate you guys being with us. Quagmire, I'd go Carr. Quagmire, Carr. The Professor Tundra, Georgia. Georgia. I'm taking Georgia heavy in that game. I think Georgia puts a whooping on Florida State. Jorge, yeah, we're slacking a little bit, but there are some of our bets, so we got those up on the big board. I'm going to put up another pick for you guys. I mentioned it actually in last night's show, but I'm going to give this one out as well. I'm taking Aiden Hutchinson over 0.25 sacks. He hasn't had a lot of sacks this year, but I think he gets it there. Thanks for the cat, IP Shade 45. Thanks for the cat, buddy. Appreciate all of you guys showing us love. This is one of our last fantasy football shows of the year. I can't believe it. The season has gone by so fast, and I have to admit, it's a credit to all of you guys. You guys ask great questions. You guys engage. You guys are as good an audience as I could ask for. I am so grateful for all of you guys. Jorge has given us these trade details. OG and Precious Achiwa, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. RJ Barrett on the other side with Quickly and a 2024 second round pick. Wow, I'm just stunned by it, Jorge. I think it's a fair trade, but I'm stunned. I think I'd rather have OG, but it's close. Justin, I'd go David Montgomery. Guys, we've been live for about 2 hours, believe it or not. Somehow it ended into a 2-hour show. I thought I would only be on for an hour. I thought I'd only then be on for 90 minutes. We just kept going. You guys asked great questions on the phone lines, so I've been live for the full 2 hours. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thanks, IP. Make sure you subscribe. That way you do not miss when I'm live later today. I will do subscriber-only shows later today, So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Doesn't matter the platform. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Make sure you subscribe, and that way you don't miss our show later today. Renee, I'd go DK. Renee, I'd go DK. Efrain, if Walker is out, I'd go Zamir White. I hope Walker plays because he's got a great matchup, but if Walker doesn't play, I'd go White. IP Shade 45, big love to you, buddy. Justin, I'd go McBride. Justin, I'd go McBride. Jorge, yeah, we had the deer incident. There was a deer in my backyard trying to get my dog all riled up. This was a loaded show, Jorge. You were watching every second of it. We appreciate it, Jorge. Shanda the Wine Panda, thanks so much for subscribing. Hope to see you later today. Shanda the Wine Panda, we do a subscriber-only show. We'll do that later this afternoon and this evening. We'll probably do 2 more shows today. So, Shanda the Wine Panda just subscribed. Hope you guys do as well. We will be back later today answering fantasy questions, NFL Sunday betting questions. I will answer betting questions for NFL Sunday later today. So if you guys have a sports betting question, player prop, game pick, we will be giving out those picks and doing our research during another show. Crowned, I'm going Cowboys over Lions. I did take the Cowboys on the money line today. Justin and Njoku, should I pick them up off the waivers? Justin, is this the last week of your season? If it's not, pick them up. If it is, appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you have loved the show. I am off to the mall, everybody. I gotta buy some underwear and undershirts. Probably an overshare for you guys, but I need to get some new 2024 underwear and undershirts. So with that said, I am off to the mall here in Massachusetts. Hopefully you guys are out there doing some shopping, helping our economy, getting each other some gifts or whatever. I know it's past the Christmas season, but always a good time to spend some money to help this U.S. economy. Anyway, with that said, now that I've definitely gone overshare, make sure you guys are following. Make sure you guys are subscribing. I will be back later this afternoon and this evening for a subscriber-only show. So make sure you guys are with us. Subscriber-only shows. If you're a subscriber, I'll take your calls. I'll answer your questions. You get the personal attention that I know you guys deserve. So we will see you guys later this afternoon. MCP, I'd go Zamir. Jordan, I'd go Goddard. Justin, I didn't see the Sixers money line. I haven't looked at that one. That said, everybody, that's our show, everybody. Hope you guys loved every second of it. I loved every minute of it. Talking sports with you guys. Great questions, great engagement. I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. And I hope you know that this is the best community of sports fans on all of social media. And I am so, so grateful for all of your support. Antonio, IP Shade 45, as well as Efrain, Vincent, Groggy, Giovanni, Ricky, High Road, Mommy of 2, BM75, Carpetman, Martin, 811, Skylar Hamilton, Crowned, Antonio, Scottus Pants, Frank, MCP, Sherry, Justin, Jordan, Lake Rat, and Justin Gonzalez. Thank you so much for watching. I am so grateful for your support, and I will see you guys later this afternoon and this evening. 2 more subscriber-only shows later today, and then, of course, our show for everybody at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If you don't want to subscribe, but you want your questions answered, 10 a.m. tomorrow is our 3-hour show. 10 a.m. tomorrow for a 3-hour show. Other than that, we'll be live later today. Hope to see you then. Until then, have a great day. Goodbye, everybody.